Hello and a very warm welcome to the bustling metropolis of Seoul, the latest stop on the HSBC World Tour and its finals day at the 2018 Korea Open, coming to you from the SK Arena at the Olympic Park. Here's how our tournaments are divided up throughout the year. This particular event is a Super 500 competition. There are 7 of those throughout the year, and it means prize money this week of exactly $600,000 US, and obviously lots of ranking points as well. This truly is a global tour. Here's where we've been and here's where we're going. I've been to the States and the Far East. We're off to Europe soon, Denmark and France. And it all builds up to those World Tour finals in Guangzhou, China, just a couple of weeks before Christmas. Only the top 8 in each of the 5 categories will qualify. Here's our 5 final program then, starting with the men's singles. It's Tommy Sugiarto against the world number 4, CHOU Tien Chen. Then it's the women with Nozomi Okahara and Bei Wen-jen, both targeting a second tournament win this season. Men's doubles action follows that. Unseeded Japanese pair, Hoki and Kobayashi, hoping to upset fellow countrymen Endo and Watanabe. In the women's doubles, it's the battle of the top 2 seeds. It should be a belter, no fewer than 6 titles between them this year. And we conclude with an intriguing-looking mixed doubles with the Danes Christensen and Pedersen flying the flag for Europe here in Asia. Well, here's the rankings as they were at the start of the week, and this is basically where the top 8 are chosen to go to China. So the likes of Lin Dan at the moment just outside on the cusp of that. Sugiarto looking great, as is CHOU Tien Chen. So the top 2 clearly going to stay in those positions, whoever wins their final today. This is the men's singles draw from the quarterfinals onwards. If you're with us yesterday, you'd have seen Sugiarto dispose of Jonathan Christie in straight games. However, CHOU Tien Chen needed 3 to beat Kenta Nishimoto. A lot of the top seeds have fallen by the wayside, as you can see there. CHOU Tien Chen will start favourite, but in truth, it is a tough match to call, this one. Room for 5,000 inside the SK Arena. It was built in the mid-80s and renovated just a few years ago. They're going to make some noise with those, I don't know what they're called, like clackers or something, but they make a bit of a din, especially when they're used in unison, so to speak. Plenty of history of this tournament, goes back to 1991, and the players are on their way amidst fire and, well, no brimstone, but certainly fire and cheerleaders. I've got my cheerleader up here. My name's Trevor Harris alongside Steen Pedersen, and this should be a fascinating final, Steen. I mean, CHOU Tien Chen will start favourite, I think, in most people's eyes, but Sugiarto, we know, could beat anyone on his day.
Yeah, and it's very even in the head-to-heads. I actually think Tommy Sugiarto won the last encounter, the last 2 encounters there, so that's going to be really a close call. He played well yesterday, Tommy Sugiarto, when he beat Jonathan Christie.
There you go, nothing to choose between them, 4 all head-to-head, and as you say there, in the Indonesian Open earlier this year, Sugiarto winning in 3 games. I've got to say, they staged this really well, the Koreans, with the fire and the cheerleaders and the music. You see those cheerleaders behind, giving it plenty. It does make you do that when you hear this kind of a rhythm, and 2 men hoping to get into a rhythm pretty quickly, because we've seen this week momentum absolutely key, players winning points in clusters, and before you know it, a game or even a match can potentially be out of reach. Let's have a look at these players' stats then in a bit more detail, starting with Tommy Sugiarto, who's 30 now, has been a size 3 in the world, currently at 14. That's probably not a true reflection of his ability. Won the Thai Masters early this year, and he does have 14 career singles titles. I guess the one issue with him, Steen, is kind of consistency. That maybe he doesn't quite have the consistency of his opponent today, albeit that he's got a pretty good record head-to-head.
Yeah, and he plays a lot of tournament. He's an independent player in Indonesia, not part of the national team setup. So getting the correct sparring and getting everything in place playing tournaments, that can be a difficulty.
28 years old, his opponent from Chinese Taipei, first man from that country to win their tournament, the Chinese Taipei Open. That was in 2016, and he'll be there again next week actually, but we'll be showing you semi-finals and the final live here next weekend from Taipei. There's his path through. Just needed the 3 games in the semi-final, otherwise it's been pretty much smooth sailing on his way through. Won that first breakthrough tournament in 2014, Super Series title at the French Open. Silver at the Asian Games a couple of months back. In charge today is Kim Kang-hyun of Korea, and the service judge Chris Yip from Hong Kong. Just a reminder, we have the Hawkeye in operation here, so each player gets 2 challenges per game. If you are successful with the challenge, you keep it. Good to see some youngsters in this week. Of course, no school today. Child plus camera equals wave. It's a bit of a natty hat. So let's hand it over to the chair umpire to introduce the players to a crowd that's built up a bit in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Looking forward to full day's action here. Just gone 11 in the morning local time in South Korea. So Sugiarto will get finals day started here. Saw on the head-to-head that it was 4 apiece, so there certainly won't be any inferiority complex at all on Sugiarto's part here. And when you're a player of his experience with the various titles he has to his name, there wouldn't be really against anybody, fair to say.
A lot of sideways drift again today,
isn't there? Just, yeah, you can really see that shuttle swerving in the air. It's almost like a rally that gave them both a chance to have a look at it. It's like a kind of extended knockout. Just missed it.
It seems like there's even more sideways drift than yesterday. It's been a drift alongside the court as well, coming from Sugiarto towards CHOU Tien Chen. He can definitely play long CHOU Tien Chen in the backhand corner of Tommy Sugiarto. Sideways drift will definitely take it there as well and help it go long. So most safe corner on the court is the forehand corner of Tommy Sugiarto, the long forehand corner. Most dangerous one is the long forehand corner of CHOU. That's going wide.
Good lead. It wasn't wide by that much, but excellent judge.
And it really takes some guts to leave the right shots here, because normally, I mean, it's just in the last maybe 10 centimeters of the flight that it actually drifts wide. So your normal judgment would be that it's okay.
Nowhere near enough. Yeah, wasn't enough distance on it, was there, though, from Sugiarto? And he was punished to the full by CHOU.
So yesterday when Thomas Sugiarto played Jordan Christie, I had the pleasure of watching that match. Jonathan Christie had enormous success in targeting the forehand side of Thomas Sugiarto in his attack.
Interesting point. I mean, do the players, I mean, the players may not watch the match, but presumably the coaches do, and they would have spotted something like that, presumably, and passed that information on.
Yeah, I think they would. This is here. There's previous matches between those two players, so you'd probably most likely watch some of those matches or show the players those matches. But if the coach is doing his job, he's just watching that semi-final match as well to see if there's any particular spots, if there's a slight injury, or how the player copes with the drift and stuff like that.
CHOU's best shot so far of the match. Even then, you could see the drift, even with that smash. And once again, this wasn't deep enough from Sugiarto. .511, CHOU Tien Chen, and he gets plenty of height, nearly 400 kilometers an hour, that jump smash. Well, so far, just as close as we were expecting. Yeah, that time it was CHOU who didn't get the required length. Well inside the back line playing that shot, Indonesian. It sounds like Sugiarto's got the majority of the crowd support here.
Yeah, there's been some Indonesian fans here throughout the week, and if they're like regular Indonesian fans, they don't need a lot to be outdoing the others. I've seen one in Denmark take on a whole stadium, and he won. One single Indonesian fan.
Great defense from Sugiarto. It wasn't for the one to trying.
Yeah. It was a great rally.
Ends a run of 3 straight points for Sugiarto. That time it was CHOU showing excellent defence in a rally that they looked to be the underdog in.
Fantastic hold and flick there.
That was on the line. First time CHOU's been ahead in the match, albeit by just a point.
Yeah, there's a challenge.
It looked wide, didn't it?
It looked like it just drifted wide.
So the first time we have required the use of Hawkeye. Called in. CHOU looked fairly confident, and he has every right to be that. Perfect use of the Hawkeye to correct a blatant error, and of course CHOU keeps that challenge. Great rally, and finished with aplomb as they go for the interval. CHOU really came on strong in the latter part of the opening 10 minutes.
Yesterday, Sugiarto came out strong after the mid-game intervals in both the two games against Jonathan Christie. Let's see if he can do it again here.
Well, CHOU certainly looks like he means business.
That's some leap. Jumps from the middle of the court. Seven straight points now for CHOU Tien Chen.
Needed that.
He did. 22 shots. He had a lot of opportunities, but CHOU got almost everything back. That could mean that Sugiarto will feel some mental pressure to go a little bit extra for the lines or the steepness of the smashes later on.
Right decision to play that. Yeah, and that was probably the wrong shot. Either that or Sugiarto gets credit for second guessing, and it was an easy put away.
Well done by Sugiarto.
It's about the first cheapish kind of point we've had in the match, probably.
Amazing net play by CHOU Tien Chen.
Yeah, that was what he was trying to do a couple of points ago, wasn't it? But
it was.
Such a small margin of error, that kind of shot when your opponent's right by the net. Oh, that's a real chance. He's gone begging there from kind of mid-court. Didn't expect him to miss it.
Well, thinking back a few rallies where he got all those amazing shots back, Joe, I still think that it was a mentally provoked error, that he didn't want it back. Tommy Sugiarto often plays with the player's mind if the opponent gets a lot back at you.
Now he's making errors like that as well.
It's 12 of the last 14 points for CHOU Tien Chen.
Oh, that was well in. Starting to just dominate now, CHOU. Trying to win his third tournament of the year. He won the Singapore Open, which was a Super 500 Series event. One in Germany too, Super 300. And now 10 game points to a stranglehold here.
Excellent margin from that smash placement there. Hitting it towards the side where the side drift is dangerous, but also helpful if you can play with a little bit of margin. Then your shot arrives really, really fast on the opponent's half of the court.
Excellent shot, but it may be a case of too little too late for the Indonesian. Still facing 8 game points here. I still believe. Right on the line, and that'll conclude the first game. 21 points to 13 in 17 minutes on court. And although Sugiarto started pretty well, it's that middle section of the game where CHOU just took complete control. And that was the conclusion. So can Sugiarto find a way back here? Nothing like starting as you mean to go on. Oh. Touche. Great rally again. Certainly looks, as he usually does, very composed. CHOU Tien Chen.
Yeah, he's looked like that all tournament. Yeah. Really composed and poised and playing different playing styles. We've seen him play a very patient game against Anthony Ginting in the quarterfinal. And now he's gone on the attack here in the final.
Yeah, and Ginting was a man in form. He hosted top players last week to win the China Open.
That's great control.
Yeah, just thought for a minute it was going long, but not a bit of it.
In many ways, it's great for the World Tour that it's these two players that are in the final here in Korea, because there's been so many that saying, oh, there's too many tournaments and we play so much, and this is the players that have played the most tournaments, and they're in the final here, so they can cope with it.
Yeah, and they've pretty much booked their spots for Guangzhou in December, which of course, tournament you can see with us live.
And CHOU was in the quarterfinal in the World Championships in Nanjing. Had a good lead in the third against CHOU 16-10. Eventually went on to lose it, but then finally got his big championship medal in Asian Games 14 days later in Indonesia. So it's not like he hasn't performed at the biggest events. He definitely has. So you could say that for him it's actually, seems like it's benefited his game, that he's just so solid, doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes.
He got the silver in the Asian Games, lost to Christie in the final in 3 games. Chasing tournament win number 14 today, which is the total his opponent currently has. Yeah, beautifully played. A little bit of anticipation in that, but still had to execute. Surprised him with that.
It's dangerous times now for Tommy Sugiarto, because if he doesn't get the correct length on his shot, then CHOU is over him immediately.
Just missed that one. Well, he's human.
great net shot from Thomas Sugiarto. Difficult for us to judge it correctly from up here, how close it actually was. So that's why we have the net camera. Didn't get to see this one though. Oh.
Well, so for the first time, serve penalised. Must be 1.15 metres or below. Called by the service judge.
Change of pace from Thomas Sugiarto. Good shot.
Oh, yes.
Very, very quick racket movement there, quick release of the shot. Almost no follow through with the arm. Yeah, he knew that the moment he hit it, CHOU, that he had no chance.
So 7-3 down in this game at one stage. So 5 of the last 6 points. And the one he lost was the service error, but CHOU's come back with that. Given the chance to use that jump smash from just beyond the service line, there's only going to be one outcome most of the time. And again, that was probably a better shot. Just get the feeling watching him, Steen. It almost looks as though CHOU can go up a gear almost when he wants to.
Yeah, I had that feeling as well, but I think Sugiarto has answered well here in the second game. I think it's really important that the player who gets the first really good shot, the first push or good deception in on the opponent, has a big advantage in the rally, because it's really difficult to control the length of the shot if you're a little bit off balance or have a little bit less time than you hope for to make the shot. So it could be fireworks, I think, here for the remainder of this match. I think that was too short. Look at the feet of CHOU, who's playing from the mid-court.
Pretty much the first chance he had in that rally to play any kind of potential winner, and grabbed it with both hands. 11-8, which I think was the score at the interval of the last game.
Nice rally, 37 shots.
When you're playing CHOU in this form, you must feel that the courts are very wide. Keeps finding those lines, or just inside the lines, unerringly.
Yeah, it seems like he's got the better accuracy compared to Thomas Sugiarto.
So Sugiarto needs to produce a storming comeback here, try and keep his hopes alive. 11-8 down, having dropped the opening game.
Immediately, CHOU plays a little bit too short on that long backhand. Thomas Sugiarto takes over the initiative in the rally. That's a powerful smash. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the length of that lift from Sugiarto. Little deception on it.
Like all top sportsmen, he made it look ridiculously easy. Straight down the middle this time, same result. Just too much speed, I think. 382 kilometers an hour. A little bit of anger in that, I think.
Got to get the initiative in this match here. That serve hit the top of the tape, I think it did.
Challenge here from CHOU. Not sure with that much expectation of success.
No.
It's a fair way away from it, obviously. And might have been partially obscured as well by his opponent, but let's have a look, see what Hawkeye says. Pulled out. Well,
they're lucky to find it again.
That might be a record. Or at least you can see the face. So. He got a breather out of it anyway.
Feel about this, that you use the challenges as an extra timeout. I think some pressure could be put on the players. We've had this with time delay and stuff like that, that when the first warning for time delaying costs you a challenge, that would be fair in my opinion.
Well, he was convinced it was going long, then he realised it wasn't, and might even hit it on the half volley in the end. Either way, error of judgment.
Of course, we don't know who's going to win this match, but that posture there shows, in my opinion, so much composure and self-confidence that he believes that he can do this, CHOU.
Well played.
Good shot.
Might have just flicked the net, but I'm not sure that CHOU's getting there anyway.
No.
There was an apology from Sugiarto, so it must have just clipped the top of the net, but either way it was too good. That's an effective weapon, isn't it, at the body?
Yeah, he's been really good at getting variety in his smash placement. He never really knows where it's going to come, Thomas Sugiarto.
CHOU's gone both sides and straight. Sugiarto just clinging on in this game, just staying close enough that he still has a chance.
Exactly, and I mean, there's been a couple of rallies where CHOU has sort of gone too much for the big shot instead of playing it safe, but smashes like that sort of helps him out of all trouble. We saw yesterday some of those shuttles totally collapsed where he simply couldn't return it at all because it's gone totally flat, and that's of course not nice if you're a little bit of a patient player. It's come along.
And now alarm bells will be ringing inside Sugiarto's head. Hugely entertaining rally, not the first time we could have said that, but as far as Sugiarto is concerned, he's come out second best most of the time, trying to find something here to stop CHOU sprinting over the line.
Yeah, he's got to go one of two ways. Either he's got to make sure that he's got the correct length on his shots, otherwise he's got to go on the attack. Thomas Sugiarto. Maybe a mixture of the two. Oh, he was hesitating.
Just too good. Sugiarto couldn't get any kind of control, trying to get that back. And CHOU apparently closing in here on his third title of the year.
Well.
Yeah, that was kind of, I want to get this done quickly, let's just hope that's out. And it was nowhere near being out.
That was the third shot of that type.
Might give Sugiarto a bit of encouragement because it kind of goes to his mental state, but that's landed in, and now it's 4 championship points. Got to say, it's a thoroughly deserved performance, a deserved win, a third title of the year for CHOU Tien Chen, who's outplayed Tommy Sugiarto here. The Indonesian had the odd moment, but the more consistent player, the greater weighted shot, and considerably more winners from CHOU Tien Chen's racket. I think even Sugiarto, Steen will look back on that and say, okay, the better man won today.
Yeah, from he made his move after 5-8 in the first game, there was really little doubt that he was going to win it. He played extremely well, CHOU Tien Chen, and has played well throughout all of this tournament, mixing his playing styles, tackling different conditions.
Certainly going to be one of the favourites, if not the favourite, for the Chinese Taipei Open next week. Sugiarto just didn't have any answers today, at least not enough answers. So we should have the presentation coming up momentarily. Podium set up to the left of the court as you look.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we will have the award ceremony for men's physical match. President Sugiarto President of the Badminton Korea Association, Master Security, Managing Director of Global Markets HSBC Korea, CHOU Tien Chen, President of Winter Korea, will help us with presenting awards.
입사 소수 입장.
So, presentation party on the way for the opening podium presentation of finals day, followed by the two players. Sugiarto will pick up a check for $22.8 thousand. And a bunny rabbit as well. Number 4 in the world, number 4 seed here. A shoe-in to go to Guangzhou for the World Series finals at the end of, or the middle of December. And that is his third tournament victory this year after Singapore and Germany. And he will get a check also momentarily for $45,000.
This is the richest tournament of the Super 500s in terms of prize money, $600,000 in prize money. That's considerably above the other Super 500 tournaments, so it's a good one to win. Both players are increasing their year earnings with approximately 50%. Shou goes up to third on the money list after CHU Tien, and of course Kenta Momota is number 1.
Do you remember once reading a story about the American golfer John Daly, who tried to actually cash one of those large checks?
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later maybe. Anyhow, so much for the men. Up next, Okuhara and Zhang. It's the women's singles in just a couple of minutes.